Yeah, I think there's a lot of content out there from a lot of different news sources. And I think understanding that diversity, understanding that wide continuum, right? That there's a wide array of sources from a wide array of content providers is really key, especially when you're on social media, right? And I'm always surprised because social media is such a predominant place where we all hang out. There are multiple fronts to fight this battle. And I think one of the ones that I really encourage people to take ownership of is our own biases in information processing, right? And so it's this double check that we have to go through when you're consuming information on Facebook or consuming information in general anywhere, whether it's online or through the television or even when you're talking to people, right? Is to check our inherent reactions to things, right? Because that's what a lot of the spread of mis and disinformation relies on, is our instinctual, oh, I agree with that, it must be true. Or, oh, this makes me so angry, I'm gonna share it. Has the article or the author really provided you with enough evidence to support agreeing with it? Or are we just naturally predisposed to want to agree with it because of our viewpoints or our identities, right? And so I think just that little like, wait a minute, what are my motivations? What is this post trying to accomplish? Can be a really helpful check. Yeah, and I think we default to wanting to talk about the negativity, right? That there are so many bad actors, that it's let so many bad actors into the information space. And I think that's a concern, a very legitimate concern. But I think there are also some really positive aspects of that environment that sometimes get lost in the conversation. And one of the biggest for me is the increased diversity, right? That people's stories, important stories now from underrepresented sources that didn't have access to storytelling software, media, certainly didn't have access to audiences to disseminate their stories, are much easier now. And so for me, I'm really trying to figure out how to make people more confident and make them feel like they have more control. And with that comes knowledge, but I also want people to be able to identify the sources that they can trust. I don't want that to come at the cost of trust.